back to the channel, and in this video we're doing a recap and review of Married at First Sight season 12 episode 6, Defending Your Wife, Ryan and Clara. So if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification. If you like the video, smash the like button, and also feel free to drop a comment down in the comment section below, because I do like to engage with my subscribers. So without further ado, let's jump into this video. So now we have with Clara and Ryan, their romance was really progressing very nicely, and Clara shared with her husband how she had dated frat boys in college and then went through a 3-year relationship with her ex before experiencing a string of terrible dates. And, you know, she said, I fall in love all the time. Yeah, I'm a big L word gal, she says. And Ryan said for him, you know, I've never been in love with somebody. And he said that, you know, he feel like it gets thrown around really loosely sometimes, and that he's always been taught that that should be a really, really uniquely reserved verb. So at this point in his life, he's never told anybody that I love you to them. And so that kind of made Clara a little bit uneasy with him saying that. I mean, it was great. I will say I do see that this is a good thing that they're actually having some effective communication about this, because she needs to be aware of this and what, you know, she has to expect going forward in regards to dealing with, you know, her husband. And at the same time, Ryan needs to know this as well, you know, that she's a L word gal, that she likes hearing it. So it's good that they both put that on the table for them, you know, to both discuss this and to realize where each other stand, you know, when it comes to using the big L word. And, you know, it didn't turn left, but I know it kind of made Clara feel some kind of way. You can tell by her facial reactions that when he said that, it really didn't sit well with her. I mean, she even said in her confessional that she realized that she and Ryan weren't a great combination in that regard, and she said that sucks. So now the guys are being shown meeting up to do some gambling, and of course the girls are together as they doing a mixology class. And of course we remember from speaking in the previous videos, Paige was noticeably quiet. Clara, you know, noticed that as well, and especially after receiving the shocking news about the ex-fiance being pregnant. And she made a statement, if anybody was going to have a secret love child, it would be Chris. I found that pretty interesting. She did kind of console Virginia as well, because they, you know, become, you know, real gal pals, and Virginia you know, talked to her about their differences with her and Eric. And you know, the thing is, Clara revealed to the girls, too, that, you know, Ryan checked all her boxes. And that they had a lot of common. And we remember it was kind of funny. Clara said if she could have had her dream husband in a factory, Ryan would just pop out. And she said, you know, that she really feel that he was perfectly made for her. And then, of course, Ryan, he alleged perfection, you know, when it came to that. Of course, the guys were happy for him that he felt, you know, that way about his wife. However, when Clara was speaking with the girls, Clara questioned when the other shoe was going to drop when it came to that. She had gave an example how, you know, Clara was worried Ryan had been in a multi-year relationship before and never dropped the L-bomb with any of the girls. And then, you know, of course, Ryan told his guys that he's more a reserved person than Clara, which he needed to get used to. And of course, we saw Eric, you know, saying that he understood where, you know, he was coming from. So yeah, you know, I don't see it as anything major right now, but, you know, obviously I believe it's something that they can work through. I mean, everybody is not exactly similar, so they're going to have their differences to work through. Now, we do see that Clara told the cameras that she and Ryan has had a physical relationship, and it was good. Although Ryan had asked her not to share the details with anyone, and Clara says she respected it. But of course, production put that on TV. So Eric and Virginia, Clara, Ryan, Chris, and Paige, they all went ATVing on day 5. And of course, Clara noticed there was a change in Paige since the beginning. And Clara and Virginia had a conversation with Chris that he was lucky to have Paige as a strong girl. And Virginia and Clara noted Paige seemed to be closed off and shut down. Chris told the girls that nobody can relate to their situation, didn't appreciate their fake concern. And both Clara and Virginia argued that they meant well and were being sincere, but of course, Chris didn't see it that way and said that I don't owe you an explanation. Chris said he's been going above and beyond, telling Paige the truth about the baby. Of course, Virginia and Clara thought it was ridiculous and that she deserved so much more. However, Clara stopped talking, but as we know, Virginia kept going. Chris asked them to stay out of his business. And Clara had said that Virginia had poked the bear and dared to make an angry man angrier. Of course, Virginia insisted that, she was just trying to give advice. Chris, of course, didn't find it receptive. We see Eric intervene. We all know what happened with that. And then the girls, meaning Virginia and Clara, went over to talk to Paige. Of course, Chris caught them. And then, of course, he did not like that. He was upset about that. And, of course, was ready to explode on somebody, as he quoted, which leads us to the situation in the van. And while the argument was going back and forth between Chris and Virginia and Eric, Clara is like, I'm not wanting any part of this. I want to stay out of this. You can tell by her facial expression. So they didn't want to have any parts of it. So now we're at day 6, and 4 to 5 couples minus Virginia and Eric, they all joined together for dinner. Everybody's dressed up and looking nice. And of course, this is where, it's kind of uneasy because after everything that happened when they went ATVing, especially being that Clara and Ryan was on that same group date, nobody knew what to expect. But, Paige, thanked everybody for their support and being open and honest. And then we also see that Chris apologized to everyone that was there. And that included, an apology that was absolutely necessary that he gave to both Ryan and Clara. And, that was the thing that I found interesting, is that he apologized to Ryan for having such a harsh conversation with his wife, Clara. And that was necessary. He needed to do that. And it seemed that at this point he did accept the apology along with Clara. And, she accepted it as well. So it kind of mellowed out the evening, and those conversations had to be had, based on what we've seen. I know there's many opinions out there, but based on what we saw Wednesday night. So, of course, Eric and Virginia arrived to the dinner late. The whole thing started with Virginia asking Paige to take a shot with her, which was clearly taking a stab at Chris. Eric started to decide to establish boundaries. Don't disrespect my wife. This is where we also see Ryan jump into this and say, hey, before you got here, Chris had just apologized for his behavior to everyone. So you guys are seemingly trying to say the same thing. Of course, that didn't stop Virginia and Eric, which we all know. And if, you can also check out their video. We also saw how Vincent jumped in to counteract the situation when Virginia and Eric decided to leave. And of course, Clara commented that, Eric and Virginia was definitely past the point of being civil with Chris and vice versa. And so, they were pretty much done at this point. They accepted the apology, but then it re-escalated. So later on, Clara decided to just focus on her husband because she was just over people acting like children, in her opinion. Clara was thrilled with Ryan that he was drama-free with her, but he did tell Clara that she needed to control the things that come out of her mouth. And you can tell by her facial reaction that comment definitely took her off guard. You know, I know with the way he said it, she kind of feel a little bit controlled because it's like you're trying to tell me what to do. And she said it in the confessional. Sometimes I feel like Ryan is controlling me a little bit. So, she also said he has made it very clear that he wants me to be the best representation, I should say, of myself. And that involves keeping my mouth shut a little bit more than I'm used to. And I don't really know what I think about that. So it's going to be interesting to see. So let's do our post notification shout out. The first one goes to Molly Picture. You are so welcome for the recap. Thanks for engaging in the channel. The next one goes to Shirley Spice for Life. Thank you as well for engaging the channel, and I'm glad you enjoyed the recap as well. And last but not least, Ida Schneider. Thank you as well for engaging in the channel. And until our next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you very soon.